Hi guys, Mark here for the Edinburgh Man Cave, doing a quick review of the 135th Tamiya Panther tank that I'm going to do the build series on. Well, it's not really a build series. I'm going to build it, show it in parts, explain what I'm going to do and see how it comes out compared to my one I done 6 years ago. So it's a back to my roots. Very first kit, paint the figures, do everything with it. Sorry about the lights, but it's the glare of the thing. So we'll start in. I've opened the box, taken the staples out in the bag so there's no rustling. Lower hull. Originally was from 1969. You can just see it right there, 1969. RC originally was. What I'm going to do is cut that off, sand all this, the Tamiya sign back and all that, and just put a bit of plastic card there. Same with this bit here, rather than trying to fill this with putty and there. But a bit of plastic card, slot in, glued, job done. Even got the, you can see the suspensions on one side's different, and they've even kept it the same. The main hull for a 50-year-old kit, and I know people say it doesn't look like abnormal like a Panther should be. Do we know? Do we care? It's what we started on. It's our bread and butter, and look how crisp it is. There are some manufacturers out there who should be ashamed of themselves when they see a 50-year-old kit like that and it's still as good as when it first came out. No flash, no nothing. Why? Why do companies do this? Decals. Decals are decals. A wee bit of carrier film on it, but I think you bed it down with the UMP decal solution, you'll never see them. The only thing I will change to this, as I noticed, is a German cross. You need to cut a wee bit off. I didn't, but I've seen a lot of people saying that's how it was represented in the original tank. The cut corner was slightly cut off at an angle to fit here. So this is what I'll do. Rubber tracks, either like them or you loathe them. I don't mind them, quick and easy. I just glue it together, super glue, and then usually what I do is a staple in between, in the middle, bit of weathering, you'll never see them again. You can put in a bit spot, but it's not going to show. One sprue, turret, gun barrel, usual. But again, look how clean it is. Tiny wee bit flat, but that's actually on the sprue. Nothing on the mould. I will drill out these exhausts rather than just go black dots. I will drill them into them. But then another thing I might do is put a metal bar into the inside it to keep it rigid, so it's got a bit of weight to it rather than just a plastic gun. But you know. We have figures, we have the back, we have more the tracks that go on the side. Figures just look, well, 50-year-old figures. I'm not the greatest figure painter, never have been, I've never claimed to be, but I'll get it a shot. There's always a first for everything. I had, the last figure I done was Eddie from Iron Maiden with the Revell Spitfire, which came out pretty good. It's just a matter of getting reference, having a look what other people do. There's plenty of information on YouTube, and just try your best, enjoy it. That's the whole point. Nobody's going to criticise. I never criticise anybody if they give something a go the first time. We're all new at this, we're all learning. Simple as that. And the wheels. Again, no flash. Nothing. For £15 and starting the hobby, this is the kind of kit I would give somebody. This or a Tamiya Spitfire or something like that. But this is, I would say, if you want to start the hobby, I would get them this kit. It's look at the detail. If I gave this and said that was £15, some other companies, I'm not going to name it, Reebok stuff, and it's stuff in the 1960s, and it looks absolutely terrible. And I've been caught out with that when I was younger. I didn't know about scale mates, anything like that. Nice flashy box, nice picture in the front, and you get in, you open it up, and you go, oh my god, what is that? Flash, burr, everything, mould lines that didn't even soft plastic, and you're like, okay. Instructions, old instructions, clear, they do the job, don't pull that. What can you say, Tamiya? And they're still the leaders out there. Oh, there's a quick box review. As I say, you can go online, you can see as many as he's built. I've actually looked, and there's tons of YouTube videos of this kit getting built in very different colours, camos, modifications, and I'll probably pick and choose what one I want to do. So there's the box kit with that. The other thing I was going about is these airbrushes and what ones I use. I started off 6 years ago painting brushes, hairy sticks. I done 3, maybe 4 models, and I started watching Gary Bottom's making models again, or Inafix, and he used airbrushes, and I said, right, that's it, I have to get an airbrushes. The quality of paint and the control you have and just the way it looks was outweigh my brushing techniques. I had the old usual. I ordered a Spitfire and a Messerschmitt 109 with enamel Airfix paints, or Humbrol, from their website to get back into the hobby, and thought, oh, this is what I didn't know anything about Tamiya, Vallejo, anything like that, Mr. Hobby. I didn't know anything about the paints. Usual, started it, never thinned the paint. I just dab. So it was one Christmas, I got a cheap compressor from eBay. I think it was about £80, and I got this one. This cost me about £60 back in the day. The Neo Fire Water. Absolutely lovely airbrush. Still 6 years old and still going strong. I use this one for metal only, or metal paints only. Why I do that? Because when I started painting with airbrush, I noticed when I was doing blacks and changing to like a chrome, I was using alclads, I seen metal flakes. I'd done a bit of research on YouTube, and I found out that you really should have a separate one for metallics. So if the pros do it, I do it. So that's basically for metal only, and still working well. What I do is when I thoroughly clean them, I use this stuff, Badger needle juice. This lubricates the needle in between the seals and all that, and you get the springy effect. If you don't use it, sometimes it gets stuck like that, but you get this stuff. I think it's only about £5 or something like that, and look how much I've used. It's there. Sorry, it's there. You literally, it's a tiny, I'll show you. People that don't know how to do this, do that. Sorry, you've got stuff in. You see it glistening. You might see it glistening a wee bit. Literally, that's how much. That's it wood. Stick it in. Tap, tighten. There you go. That's it wood. That's all you have to do. I was not a great believer in this. I thought, nah, it's all day rubbish. No, this is beautiful stuff. Once you clean your your airbrushes right down, strip them, clean them, thoroughly clean them, put this on it, you're back to being an absolute, brilliant. The other one I got cheap was this one, the Bark Sharp one, and all I can say is, well, it's cheap and nasty. I had an accident with that. What happened is I let it drop, turned back, my foot went on the airbrush on the floor, and this bit went crack. So I ordered a new body at £45, and it's back to brand new. I only use this. I got this in a set of 0.2, 0.3 and 0.5. I used the front two nozzles, and they just bunged up every time I put in Tamiya paint and everything. So I've got a 0.5 in here, and I use it solely for primer. That's it. You can hear how clunky it is compared to that. Now this is £25, this is £70. Yeah. It's just, the quality is just, it's junk. But it does for primer. I'm not going to bash it for that. I so use it for primer, and that is it. Mr. Surfer, UMP, that's it. After that, I got this. I know Paul Bertland from ISM was a great user of these before the Apex came out. He was a Iwata fan. Then he went to, he was Hard and Steam Bet. Then he went to Iwata. After done Iwata, it's great. They're great airbrushes, but I got the Evolution CR Plus. This is an absolutely lovely German engineered airbrush. It was expensive, £70, £25. This was about £139 because I got it with the double needle set, the 02 and 03, I think it is. I got from aircraft.net. Absolutely lovely. This is the one I want to do when I do fine lines, camo, freehand camo on tanks and planes. The Ventura wing, that was done by freehand with this, and that's how sharp you can get the lines. You can see it's a wee bit feathered there, a wee bit soft there, and standard, but that's the way it is. That was all this pre-shading, all this lightness, all the stain work, the post-shade I've done. That was all done by that. Absolutely lovely bit of kit this. Again, I used the Badger on this, clean it, thorough and clean it. My main workhorse has been this, the UMP Apex. I got this about 3 years ago. This is a beast of an airbrush, and I highly recommend for any beginner. Save your pennies, you'll never go back with this. This is a joy to use. I thought this was a gimmick with the brush, the thumb rest. It's not. It's made by Badger, and it's built like a tank. Everything you can get, all the parts from UMP. It's no plug here, but this is an absolute beast workhorse. It's not great for fine lines. I know you can change the nozzle and the tip and turn it that way, but for doing camo, main painting of bodies of cars and everything like that, if it's good enough for Paul Bretland and the work he does, it's good enough for me. Simple as that. They all need a clean. I'll be using them. What I do is at the end of the month, which should be now, I strip them and I spend about an hour and I clean them. I use that on them, and that's what I'm doing. The only time I would do that is if I'm using 2K, that'll be stripped. I've got that in order for the cars, so if I'm using 2K for clear coats, that'll be stripped thoroughly and cleaned thoroughly. But that's the main ones that I use. As I say, they'll be used, metal, primer, and that's my airbrushes. Again, if you're starting off, you don't have to have 4. Do what I'm doing, upgrade, buy what you can, save up. You can get good deals. I say that was £80. I think it's about £90 now. The UMP, that was 130. That was 70. Probably is still the same. That I highly recommend for beginners. It's an expensive investment, but out of the two, if you've got the money to get that, get that. If you can't, if you're having to buy, if you want to look for an upgrade for that, get that. If you're having to buy a pump, a compressor, air booth, and you want an airbrush, get that. That'll start you on the path of airbrushing. You can upgrade to whatever you want. If you want to go a water line, fine. If you want to go hard and steam back, you go there. If you want to go that line, you go for it. So that's a quick box of the review of the tank. I'll be starting that maybe about Wednesday. What I'll do is I'll not film the build. I'll build some of it, then I'll film, explain, try and keep it under 10 minutes. It's down to 15 in this one. And we'll see how it goes for there. Okay guys, see you later.